I just had cataract surgery.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, no, it's all good stuff.
good.
Believe me, I can see without glasses. Oh, I got rainbows and butterflies.
Wow.
I couldn't be any happier, but I don't get released to go back to riding and driving until June 6th. So June 7th.
Actually, I'm kind of looking forward
Okay,
to get
so-
cataract surgery
Oh.
because, you know, my vision is not really that good anymore.
Yeah,
Randy, you want to get on the other side?
Yeah.
Well,
you won't be sorry. Okay. Hold on.
well,
Okay.
if you get it a little far forward,
All right, note to self. Unbuckle it first. This.
one.
Attached. I think
No,
we
we
talked
were
about
on
that.
2 last time. Go to 3.
Okay, so you need a trace carrier.
I have
And the
some
only
questions.
purpose of the trace carrier is to keep the trace from getting caught in anything and their legs. Because, you know, when they
Right,
do
well-
stuff like that, it's not hard for a horse to get their leg over the traces.
So when we're not at the show ring, I use my holdback straps to help us trace holders. No.
Okay, so I'll explain to you why you don't want to do that.
Oh!
I mean, it's not going to hurt anything. You'll be fine.
But
All
today,
right, well, now I'm kind of liking those little slots.
Right. It's a quick connection.
Yeah. Okay, so when you harness, the proper order is shafts, traces, holdbacks. And when you unharness, just the opposite. Holdbacks come off first, then the traces, then the shafts.
hop, stand. Don't be such a wiggler. Okay, and I'll adjust those.
Yeah, traces, holdbacks.
Yeah. Ho!
Stand.
But don't hold it really super
Yeah,
tight.
no contact,
loose.
but just in case, you know, Laura's
Stand.
got him. But
Use
yours
this
are
if you gotta
emergency
snap
brake,
it.
if that makes
Okay.
any sense? Yeah.
Stand. Okay, he needs to come back a little.
Okay, so you
Back.
want his butt to be 18 inches from the dashboard.
Ho!
Minimum
Okay, that's
18
good.
inches.
I'm
So-
not sure if we have any more pole inside there. I will check, but
Okay.
I don't guarantee
Well,
that we
plus,
can
you know,
go.
he's
without-
stepping back, and you know how you can tell? This will not be like that once he goes forward.
Oh,
Right.
It'll be like this or like
Yeah,
this. So
yeah.
he will come forward.
Yeah.
So when you're adjusting at a standstill like that,
Yeah, it doesn't
until the horse takes a step forward and everything falls into place, you know, it
right.
just don't adjust it like it should be, because as soon as he steps forward, it'll change.
Okay, so here's how this works. So we go around on one side. We go in front and behind. I'm putting around
To
a loop
secure
holder
it.
Okay.
so it doesn't end up down here, which is what happened last time. One of them was
Okay.
down here,
All right.
right? So
Okay, you want to go under this.
I do. Sorry.
Yeah, it needs to. I mean, it'll still work. You'll still be able to get it done. Right, before you under this, you gotta come under. Not over. There you go.
I thought I went under,
Just
but
like that.
apparently I didn't.
The only purpose of the overgirth is to keep this from going boing, 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 boing. Because what that does is put pressure up here. He feels the vibration. It won't hurt him. It won't kill anything, but it'll annoy him.
Right, yeah.
And it'll create a distraction. And when you're driving, you want the horse not to be distracted by anything at all. You want the horse to focus on you. So you guys might have heard me talk about the rock in the shoe. You know, like if you have a rock
Right.
in your shoe, you can walk all day long with that rock in your shoe, but every time you step on that foot, you're going to feel that rock, and where's your attention going to go? So the same thing with the horse, as comfortable as you can get it, and remove as many harness distractions as you can, then that will encourage the horse to pay attention to the driver and not the rock in the shoe.
So when he steps, he's going to pull forward and all that will slide back some.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a couple of steps for everything to get into place. So if the first step or two doesn't work, just keep going. Give it a minute. It'll work. So
Adjust
Laura,
it out.
if you could have him just take one step forward. What I'm looking for is to get this right here so we can look at the.
Oh.
Okay, these are. This is too short, causing this to stay like that. There's nothing
Too
you can do
short
about
or
it.
too long?
Too short. So we
you
need
have-
to take it out.
Yep.
Now this is okay.
Well,
So
too
since-
short.
Yeah, because see, she pulled it forward, and this stayed at this angle. This is the wrong angle.
So, okay, so we need to lengthen this out. Okay, so, can somebody move his little stop block forward a little bit?
Yeah.
You want me to move him forward?
No.
Okay, then I
Not
didn't
yet.
hear you.
And then
Okay,
as
I'm
soon
not
as you
moving
make
until
an adjustment, I'll explain what's
okay.
happening up here. Yeah.
Put my pocket knife in my hole.
I have a knife on me. Do you want it?
Yes.
Interesting way of extending the wheel.
I'll move your knife on this side too.
Okay, so.
Shows the importance of a knife.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
don't leave home without it.
I have a knife.
Even when I'm doing real estate, I have my knife with me. Yeah, don't tape anything yet until we finish doing as much of the adjustments here as we can.
Okay, and these.
She's getting carabiners off.
Okay.
All right, so somebody, yeah.
One
Okay.
step.
One step. I just want
Step up.
everything. And boom. Okay, perfect. Move the wheel chalk back up, please. Okay, this is correct. And the reason you don't
And
want
the
it to
whole
be,
back straps are too short.
I'm not at the full holdbacks yet. I'm still right
Yeah,
here.
okay.
You don't want it to be like this
Right,
because
'cause-
the
yeah.
shaft will stab him in the ribs.
And
It
not be
won't
good.
kill him, but it'll create that distraction
Right,
like
and
the
he
rock
won't
and
wanna
the
turn
shoe.
into it. Yeah.
Yeah, so you want, or he just might flinch or he'll do something you don't want him to do. So that's why you want this to be right here. They also
So-
have like some shaft loop pads that you can attach that will just put a little bit of leather padding here also. But unless you're going to do marathoning with him,
Yeah.
you don't really need to have that. So this is okay. This is too loose. Okay, so
So we can either
can
tighten.
you? Let's see if you can get him to take a step forward. I just need him to square up. Is what I'm wanting.
Step. Yep.
All right.
Back.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. And then, perfect. Okay. The wheel chalk.
Nope. Nope.
Okay. So this is too loose. Be out of
No.
holes.
Yeah, but you
No,
just have
but
to wrap it.
yeah,
Okay.
it's better to wrap.
The purpose of the whole back strap is to keep the shaft loop from going boing, 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 boing. It just removes a distraction. You know, if you could just do it on one side, that's okay too.
Well,
If it's not even on both sides for
Well,
the
I can-
overgirth strap, that's, you know, that's not the end of the world.
well, we can get it on the other side too.
Yeah. So you don't want it tied too tight down because those shafts need to be able to move with the horse. But you just don't want it bouncing up and down, which is, it'll do that when you're trotting.
You need to have that re-stitched. That strap is actually supposed to be stitched to this belly strap. So, but it came unstitched, so I need to take it over to the upholstery guy and have him re-stitch it for me. And you don't want to get it too tight.
Well, yeah, then that holds
like-
it down and it's like, you know, wearing pants that are a couple sizes too small.
Belt.
You know, it'll create a distraction. and horses are very stoic, but they're horses and they're like princess in the pea. They absolutely are.
So
Now we're going to talk about the traces. Do you see how the angle of the trace? This needs to be the same angle because the pressure goes all the way up to the chest. And if it's too low, now you're pulling this down and you're pulling down the front of your horse. If it's too high, then it's too loose and it's just kind of like going willy-nilly all over the place. So that's why the angle of the trace is important to having it to match the angle of the shaft.
do you think it needs to go up one more?
No,
Just-
it's perfect. It's
Okay, good.
absolutely perfect. Just
Yeah.
so when you hook these up, you know, and I do cross-country racing, so I'm talking as if I'm going to do that with him. So you want the harness to fit correctly and comfortably. Like I said, the angle, you don't want anything pulling on any part of the body because that just changes the movement of the horse. So it's like if with the holdbacks, they really should be right here. You want the holdbacks to be level with the shaft.
But they won't
Like
stay
this.
there.
No, I know,
Yeah.
like that.
okay.
Because when the horse stops, you want all of the energy and the power to come from the britchin only. When it's on one of the footman's loop, this is better. This is the worst one.
Oh, yeah.
Is it takes the spider and it pulls the butt down, and what the horse could do, and I have seen this happen on the back end, they lose their footing underneath them and they'll sit down.
Oh.
You know, they can, or they can like lose a foot and go whoops, you know.
Some of that depends on how high you have your britchin. So if your britchin is too low, if it's down here, it's going to pull the horse's leg out from underneath them. You know, actually this britchin, if we got the spider up where it was supposed to be, that would raise this up where it should be, which is about right here.
Yeah, just on the bottom side of the little hump on his tush is the
Yeah,
correct place to have it. And for the reasons that she said was correct also. So how do you know, you can adjust it right here.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Yeah.
I mean, that's up to
let's-
you.
Yeah, let's take it
Okay.
up one hole on each buckle. Just because, hey.
But I would recommend take the whole side,
Yeah.
shorten the back strap and just bring the top of the spider up to the, you know, up here.
Okay, that one's already up.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Okay, so let's go back over here so everybody can see. So proper placement of the britchin. You want to be able to get your one hand like sideways, like this. And now I don't have this on, but see how loose it is? Get your one hand like sideways, like this. And now I don't have this on, but see how loose it is?
It doesn't have buckles, so you have
Yeah.
to stick that in through.
Okay.
Nope, you got it upside down.
A little tricky with the horse standing here like this. I'll go ahead and put it on the fourth hole. I don't know what hole it is on
I
that
think
side.
it's on the second.
So we're just gonna, you know, see what happens right now. And then sometimes once you get in and take a few steps forward, you'll need your swamper to adjust probably the holdbacks is the common thing that needs to be adjusted. Okay, if you could get them to square up again.
Step up? No, forward. Forward. Forward.
Just a micro step.
Oh.
Alrighty. All right, that's close enough. Okay, so we have this on the fourth hole. Oh, that's good.
Perfect.
See
Good
how
boy.
loose that is? Too loose.
Too loose.
All right, so bring it up 2 more holes on the other side.
And I usually will wrap
One,
it too.
Oh, I know. We're just playing with the holes right now.
Okay.
Yeah, wrapping it when it's too long is what you do also, and I'll show you how to wrap next. But right now I want to show you how to have it properly fit.
Okay.
Are you there?
Yep.
Still too loose. Still too loose. So we'll go up 2 more holes to the very last one.
Oh.
Because sometimes your straps are too short and you can't wrap. But we'll talk about wrapping next.
Okay.
Okay. Better.
Better.
Still too loose. See how much? I got all this room. All right, so now we're gonna wrap. And then when you have to wrap, which is fine, you need to go in front of the loop. Right, Annette?
Yes.
So
or
let's-
in front and in back, depending on how much you got to wrap.
Yeah, so you wrap it in front. We'll
I'm
just
gonna
do
one wrap,
one wrap for now. You tuck it underneath. That kind of locks it.
and I went to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th hole.
All right, let's see what that looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, we're getting much better.
Yeah. So if it's too tight, he doesn't have room to take those big steps. You need
Maybe
him to
the
be able to
fourth
get
hole.
those back legs out. So you don't want it to be too tight. Oh, now that's much better, but now it's too tight.
Yeah, let's go
So
to the
let's
4th
go.
hole.
Let's try the 4th hole.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
like a pencil
Camp
skirt.
out again. But I think that's probably about good there.
Come on.
Move your foot up. Move your foot up.
Right there.
Good boy.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah.
It's still loose.
So you think back to 5?
Let's go back to 5 and let me look at that. And sometimes doing another wrap and going to a hole closer to the tip might be your answer too.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of fiddling with it and seeing what
Well, and
works.
seeing how once he starts actually moving, how it
Yeah.
looks, you know.
Okay, I like that better.
You want it snug enough that when you ask him to back,
Yeah.
he's not gonna he's not gonna back into the wagon.
Right, right. Because you know, if he hits the single tree or
And I
anything
know,
else, you know, it could startle him.
We're just about ready
Startle
to
him
go.
forward when you're not expecting that.
See it.
Or back.
Oh, bless your heart, thank you. Watch from here.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna move him back over.
Okay. So the other thing that's super safe to do is every carriage driver should have a swamper. And the proper thing to do is the driver's in the wagon and the swamper does all the
doing all this
connecting to
adjusting.
the wagon. So if the horse moves forward or do something, the driver has control of the horse. So this is okay too. I mean, we all do it. You can only do what you can do with what you got to do it with. But just you know, that's like the ultimate safe way to do it.
Okay, you
And
wanna
if-
head him while I climb in?
Yeah, and if you can even have a second swamper, that's even better.
Stand, buddy. Jeans adjusted.
Yeah, you're gonna be real limber by the end of the driving season. Don't bite me. So when the swamper's in the front heading the horse, you wait for that driver to tell the swamper, I've got the horse.
I've got him.
Or what? So I'm gonna
Yeah.
clip. All right, and then step to the side, and then go behind, out of the horse's vision. So now she has full control of the horse. And good luck with that.
And we're gonna try to go to the arena.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys
Get
there.
that little
rope in the
carriage.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll meet you down there.
All right, somebody. Be over. Be over. Good boy, come on. It's much better than last time. We got everything adjusted and hooked up and fitting much better.
The other thing I'm saying now is, and that's gonna, can you head, Debbie? This needs to come down one. You see how it's going up?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
You want it to be
Level, yeah.
the line of this needs to match the line of this.
So down one hole in the front on each side.
I'm gonna try it.
And I usually had run them.
Yeah, I'm
Off,
gonna try
you
it. This is how you tie, blah, blah, blah. And I never get any fun. Do you have the tool to shorten the shaft?
Yes,
We could do it
it's in the
today.
pocket.
I feel like her shafts are too low. Would you like me to raise them? And then this needs to be on the inside of this. Can I adjust that? Yeah, so let me work on this first. And then I'll fix that. Yeah, it sure does. Oh, perfect. I undid the overgirth,
Okay.
so I have some room to do stuff.
I have the trace over that whole back strap is because I don't have one of those trace,
Trace
holders
holders.
right now.
Yeah, that's okay. But this is causing friction,
Oh.
and it's not doing anything to anything. So by having it underneath like this, or if you want to use this as a trace carrier, then you got to go through.
Oh,
Does that make sense? You want me
Yes.
to go through, or you want me to?
Yeah, I have actually a set of trace carriers, but I didn't know I needed to put them on here, but obviously it makes big sense to do it.
Yeah. And the only thing trace carriers do, like I said earlier, is just
Keep it from
keep
falling
it from
down,
getting
yeah.
stuck in whatever and legs and things like that. That's all it does. The same thing with the saddle. The only purpose of the saddle is to keep the rest of the harness in place. Period.
Good girl.
So you don't want the saddle to be like riding saddle type. It just needs to be snug.
Yeah. Is that shaft twisted under?
It looks like it. I was just going to suggest that. Do you see how it's like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should actually be like that. So you need the top part to be tipped in just a little bit, just
More,
a
yeah.
hair. Yeah. Because what happens is when it's tipped in like this, then the point of the shaft will poke her. When it's tipped out, then the tip is pointed out a little bit more, and the side of it will get her, not poke her, but you know, she'll feel that instead of like a,
Okay.
if you
And
know
I
what I
only have to do one screw to do that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but other than that, everything else looks good.
We good?
I got it.
Yeah, there you go. See how it changed the angle of glass? Hopefully prevent that from happening when you're doing your backup. You touch him here, and if he's naughty, you whack him anywhere you need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Between the ears if needed.
And then to order when you want to stop and do your salute and get him to stand straight, then you tap his hocks on whatever foot is back, and you just tap, tap, tap until it annoys the shit out of him, and he brings the foot forward and you stop. So he needs to learn that. Does he know that?
No.
Oh, okay. So that's where my whip will come in handy, because you know that's useless.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
a nice,
especially with the
that's
mouth
just a
this
nice
long.
tushy tickler.
Normally I can get him like clear up to here.
Trace adjustment. I'm just going to bring it up one length, just to
Right,
shorten
okay.
this for
Shorten
him
him a
and see
little.
what it looks like. Yeah,
On the 15th without a horse.
yeah. That you want everything to be right.
Right.
You know, so if it's too loose, then his ability to stop the carriage will be lessened, and if it's too loose, then the carriage will run up and possibly bump him in the hops of the butt.
Or
But, you know,
back up
for
into
today,
it.
it'll
When you back, when you get them perfectly straight, and you want to use your brake to kind of help keep them straight as you're backing, would you use your front brake? The back.
Never use the front brake, because what'll happen if you use the front brake, then the back, you know, because when you back up, the back wheels are the steering. They go first. That you know that you kind of like lock yourself up,
Yeah.
and then the horse doesn't have a way to back the horse up, and that could possibly create a jackknife situation. That's all right. Like now, try to turn harder with the brake. I want those wheels all right. Everything's straight. The horse is straight. You start your rein back, boom, boom, and there goes the butt.
Well,
Everything
and that's
goes
what
right.
we got him so far forward right now that now
Yeah.
I can't reach as far.
I'm gonna give you my whip.
They haven't. I don't know if I've
Well,
ever
it's
used
what, a
those.
biothane?
Yeah.
It looks like that hole's never been used.
I don't think those. I've never used those straps. Period. So I don't even know what harness they came with. But when I was looking in my barn, it was like, oh, there's some holdback straps. Good.
Okay, so walk forward and let me see what that looks like.
Walk on.
Yeah, that's still too loose. So he can come back probably a foot.
That's where that's more than where I had him last time.
Maybe a half a foot then.
Yeah.
Yeah, his butt needs to be like that. These things you don't want them to be straight with the shafts. I mean, if your horse is super wide like Lulu, maybe you have to, don't. But you typically want it to be tipped in just a little bit. So everything will hold
that's
him
probably good.
kind of in place. And then all of this part gives his butt plenty of room to make
move.
turns and circles and stuff like that.
No, we can't just short. We can't.
Right, it'll
Yeah,
get
we
everything
can't do
else
that.
out
We
of
can't do
kilter,
that.
right?
out of there. All right, so
Oh,
I'm gonna put
yeah,
the buckle
you're
up
just such a
here
good
and do.
boy. Oh, hey, hold still. Good boy.
Good boy. Yes, you are.
Stop it.
Stand is his favorite gear.
That's what it should be, his favorite gear. That's awesome. Okay, I'm not going to tuck those in yet. Take a couple steps
All right.
forward.
Walk on. Come on. Walk on.
Okay, perfect.
Ooh.
Okay, 2 reps, 4th hold,
Okay.
if you can remember that.
Yeah.
All right, so let me see the rest of it. So we know he's too far forward. So when you bring him back, bring the shafts back, you're gonna have to do something else with the holdbacks.
Right.
Yeah, that where that bridging is perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It'll take him a little bit to get it through his thick head, but he'll get there. He's a smart boy.
They had them out here the other day, I think.
Today we're just, today. The marathon cart with guidance on the correct way to hook it up.
Wonderful.
Lighting cones, and we
Yeah.
went down to the below on the trail. Good day.
Okay, so we're all done for the day, and this is everybody that was joining us today, and that's over there washing Lex. And we worked on how to correctly harness a horse for combined driving, and then we also went to the arena and practiced doing that and doing cones, and then went for a great little trail ride around the grounds, and it was awesome. Everybody did fabulously. The horses did well, except for a little bit on the warm side. It was a good day.
And we'll be doing more of these.
Doing more of this.
Wonderful. Okay.